Welcome back. You're watching us live on Bakersfield.com. You also can view this later on YouTube or on Facebook if we so choose to post it there. But we're now in the Bakersfield Speedway segment of the show. And Mike Griffith was out there at Bakersfield Speedway last weekend as we had late models and modifieds. And my favorite, the Okie Bull hardtops were racing. I know, Mike, your favorite was running out there too. That was the mini dwarfs, right?
Yeah, they ran 2 races.
Did they behave themselves this time?
Yes, they did. Scott put a time limit on them, and they did not even need that. It was a much cleaner race than it was a couple of weeks ago.
Nice.
And so, yeah, the mini dwarf racing. I was just replying to Jared Plumley, who was messaging us from Porterville. He was the mini stock winner. So.
Mini stock winner, okay.
So as we said, he was wondering about the all-area team, and I think he's wondering if people from out of the city qualify, and I think Porterville kind of qualifies. I think we're throwing Porterville in there.
I kind of think if you run every week, if you drive down to Bakersfield every week to race at Bakersfield Speedway or Kern County Raceway Park, I think you kind of get adopted.
Yeah, I think we can the regulars, I would say, and he's just started coming down. That was only his 3rd time. He was pretty happy about that mini stock win.
If you had the chance, like at Famosa, you could adopt, Sorokin, right?
Yeah, I'd like to.
He's a Bakersfield
I don't know.
guy.
He might need adopting. But
he was conceived here, right? I mean, that
he wasn't. Yeah, he might have been conceived here. So. There is a rumor that he was conceived in Bakersfield, so we might adopt him.
We'll get a clarification from that from Blake Bowser. But Bakersfield Speedway having a big series of weekends and coming up this weekend. By the way, just remember, December 5th. It's our special section. You got to get in this thing now. If you want to put an ad in, we'll get that. Let us know if you want to run an ad in there. We're also going to do some pretty cool things, like if you want to put an ad in to represent your driver and wish them a great season, I think you can get in as low as $49. So it's a great opportunity to highlight your season, but to get in now and do that. The All-Area Driving Awards will be announced on December 5th. Who do we have on the list from Bakersfield Speedway that's going to be in the All-Area Driving Award?
Oh, I didn't bring it in with me. There's quite a few.
Kevin Collier for sure.
Kevin Collier. There's got
to be a Childress on there at some point,
Ricky
right?
Childress, Brian Childress is on there, I think. There's quite a few drivers, and then quite a few from KCRP as well. But
Sport Mod class
and a lot of drivers with a couple of wins that are close. Billy Simpkins has a win at San Maria and a win at Bakersfield. So you have a lot of people with 2 wins. So like I say, there's going to be quite a few people on this list.
All right. Okay. So, we got a lot. I mean, that's gonna be fun. We can't wait for that one.
Interesting. Well. IMCA modifieds. It's basically almost everybody just has 1 win.
Right.
You have a couple drivers with 2 wins. Everybody else has 1s. But
hey. By the way, is Trevor hanging around by chance over there, John?
No. Trevor says that he's not afraid of Ronald McDonald.
Uh-oh.
Probably because he serves French fries and hamburgers. He says because he's not a mean clown, he's a happy clown.
He's a happy clown?
I guess. So he's not afraid of Ronald.
The poor guy that works for us, he's afraid of clowns, and so unfortunately, Mike Griffith it totally traumatizes him on a regular basis. So there you go. But you know what? I just put that in there just because I wanted to touch upon it. The fact that you made a good point that there was another event, a national event, which we won't name names on, where they raised $10,000.
Yeah, and that's where they sell coins. So that's a little. We can mention that. It's Jack Meckman's Infinite Hero thing, but he carries coins with him when he races.
Right.
And then it's how many coins can you carry, and then they sell those coins. So they made $10,000 off of the selling of the coins, which is pretty good. He does it from track to track. And I don't know how much each coin costs, but that goes to the Infinite Hero. So there's a lot of people in motorsports doing good work to raise money for a lot of charities.
And on this particular night, $27,000 was raised, which doubled what they did the year before. So a pretty incredible night. So,
a lot of sponsorships, a lot of sponsors stepping up big time to help that cause.
What's going to be interesting? We'll talk more about this later. The Saturday Night Nitro, what they're going to give away on the next Saturday Night Nitro.
Yeah,
can't wait for that one.
They'll be talking about that pretty soon.
Yeah. Hey, it's Tour of the Pits night, 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Sport Mods, IMCA stock cars. American Stocks, Mod Lights, Race Saver Sprints. It's a pretty good show on Saturday. It's $12 to get into that. And camping and parking, of course, are always what?
always free.
Yeah.
And of course, the tour of the pit nights. Basically, if you want to go into the pits, you have to buy a pit pass. I think it's like $45 for a non-member or something. So a lot of people never even stroll down into the pits. This is an opportunity for the average fan who might not go into the pits to stroll down there right about the time they're getting ready to go out before hot laps and stuff, and see the guys and gals working on their cars, and just kind of get a glimpse of behind the scenes. And a lot of people never get down there. So
I like going down there to watch Cruz and Kyle Griffith because they're like always dirty and stuff. And like I think Cruz can lift the car by himself for the most part.
Well, I think when you're working in the pits at Bakersfield Speedway,
you're pretty much gonna be dirty.
You're gonna be dirty.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at coming up. Well, this was what we saw, and you kind of got into it with a fan on Facebook the other day about this. The late model class wasn't huge over the weekend, 8 cars. But you tell me a little bit about what your conversations with folks were.
Well, I just said I basically posted the video Tuesday, said a thin late model field, which is becoming the norm in Cali, which isn't a slam or anything. I mean, it goes in cycles right now. It's kind of down, but basically lately there's only been 6 to 9 cars lately at San Maria and Bakersfield Speedway. So I looked around, and Antioch's got 11 or 12. And there's just nowhere else that runs them. So I don't know what he's talking about. There's lots of slate models somewhere, because there aren't. And it's just a fact. I love the cars, but
they're fun to watch.
They're fun to watch. But right now, it's a little thin. And I know like Steve Drake was supposed to be here, but his engine didn't get rebuilt in time. And he's got 2 or 3 engines. So it's an expensive class.
Yeah.
They're fun to watch. But even with this, there's quite a show. I mean, Nick Bartel's broke. So I think he only had 7 cars start. But you had Clay Daly and Cody Laney running side by side for lap after lap. That's a lot better than some fields with, 16, 18 cars where somebody gets out and wins by half a lap.
Right. Let's take a look at the results in this. There is Cody Laney. That's not Cody. That's
Clay Daly.
Clay Daly, sorry. Clay Daly with the win over Cody Laney. Rob Sanders in third. So you had a lot of guys doing double duty.
Troy
tonight.
Folger, he came down. He races up around the Antioch and Southern Oregon. Rob Sanders was not in his car. He was in somebody else's car. He had won the race before. So
Bobby Hogue, must be his career worst finish.
He had a mechanical problem. I can't remember what he said, if a belt came off and it was going to over a power steering belt, but you could tell that car wasn't right from the start of the race, and halfway through he pulled it off. And so, he's human.
Going over to the modified class now, and another interesting night of racing.
Interesting night, and a lot of guys doing double duty. Cody Laney and Bobby Hogue, and Cody Laney got out front and got the win. Hogue came on late, and a good race right there, and he and Brad Pounds right at the finish line. You're thinking if that race was 35, 40 laps, it might have been Hogue's night, but it was 25, and there you go.
All right, there's the top 10. Cody Laney with the win. Roger Holder in second place. Bobby Hogue in fourth. Bobby Hogue in third. Brad Pounds in fourth. Kyle Heckman in fifth. And Kyle Heckman asked us, if we had
had some video, any heat race video of the mods, and I can't shoot video of every race. It's kind of, I have to pick and choose because I'm serving 2 masters.
If we put it on which master is more important at this point?
Well, I think I still have to have stuff in print. So
all right.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Am I in charge of that too?
You're in charge of that, and so.
All right.
So I'm up and down the ladder as much as I can be, but I have to do some writing during the night.
Just for a second, come back to this for a second, John. Okay, so the photos are always brought to you by Tom Mocht, who we don't ever photograph ourselves. But Tom has a certain uniform that he always wears. It's the Gills Transmission uniform. I was thinking, I was looking the other day for we got to have a uniform. We need to have a Power Hour uniform. What if we just had like the Tom Mocht uniform?
Like a Gills Transmission
uniform? Yeah,
uniform?
but we would do like a Power Hour, some branding on it.
Yeah, we need something. Varsity has something. So.
Yeah, we need to have something. But we could do it like Tom Mock has, though, right? You had the floppy hat, and you could have the thing, I mean.
Yeah, well, he's got that floppy hat for a reason. He's decided the sun's not good.
Sun is not good. Not good for us.
He's learned.
All right, hobby stocks. Now, Kevin Collier kind of had I don't want to say a mid-season slump, but he had, he didn't win. Of course, he has to start
2 weeks ago, his bumper literally fell off on
like
the first lap for the race. And he said that was his own fault. He didn't check stuff, and there was, it was loose when he started the race.
Right.
And if your bumper falls off, you're automatically DQ'd. You're done for the night. And his bumper literally was on the racetrack, and so it was a last place finish. And all of a sudden, he went from leading the points, 8 wins, leading the points, to being 10 behind.
Wow.
Well, he came back and he won, and so now he's tied in the points.
I mean, I think of all of our drivers on the all-area team. Here's a guy who is from Porterville. He's probably had the most dominant season, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. He's the most dominant driver out there. But, and it goes to show, it's about consistency, and you can't afford to have those last place finishes.
Right.
They will really bite you.
Right. So he's now back in the points lead then?
He's tied for the points lead. And
Kevin.
there's Aaron Stewart with the topless. Took the top off his car.
Let's see. There he is, Kevin Collier, and with the win. And he got a win over Mike Hill Jr.
Yeah, another solid run for Mike Hill Jr., who's looking for his first win here. He's won at San Maria this year.
So he's in the contention.
Well, he's got 1 win so far, so he needs a couple more. But he's knocking on. He's been running good the last couple of races. He had some good runs.
Raymond Nolan Jr., Perry Alderman,
Another
Robert
Porterville
Lawler.
driver.
And what's that?
Another Porterville driver, Raymond Nolan Jr.
So Porterville just come in. We're going to have to maybe put an immigration stop up there on the road there.
And then Robert Lawler is tied with Kevin.
Really?
Collier.
Okay.
So that's your points leaders there.
So the rest of the top 10, Travis Avila, Jesse Bowles, Aaron Stewart, Brian Childress, and Ralph Cook. All right, this is the mini stocks, and again, a new winner. Tina Bell has dominated this class, as has Doug Shepard. But we had a breakthrough night tonight.
Yeah, you had Jared Plumley, another Porterville driver, come down. I think this is his 3rd time at the Speedway, and he got the win, and he was really happy about that.
I mean, look who he had to beat. He had to get through Tina Bell and Doug Shepard.
Yeah, and he had to hold them off at the end, and those two were right there behind him. So that was a good race.
All right. And moving on now to the Okie Bowl hardtops. And, this is, I mean, since you were born like in 1909,
I never saw these type of cars run at this Speedway.
You lie.
No.
Come on.
No.
You know your pop took you out there and saw these things.
Nope. I went to the drag strip when I was young.
But that's kind of a fun.
My first
fun
Speedway
to see,
experience was in the early 1970s.
All right. And that wasn't running out there at the time?
No.
How could you best describe those cars? How can you even shoot
They're
video?
solid. They got small block Chevys in them and stuff, but they're the older cars that ran back there in the 40s. It gives you an idea of how the cars used to look.
Yeah.
And they get pretty racy.
They're pretty. They're modified.
Yeah, they might be a little more top heavy. They're not. They're kind of beaters. The guys just get them together and they go out there and race and have fun.
Nice. All right, the Okie Bowl hardtops, and then there's our winner for the night, and it was Tom Dugan with the win. James Bradburn in second, Bobby Courtney in third, Rich Souza in fourth, and Dave Bauer in fifth.
I believe that was a first-time win for Tom as well.
Okay. All right, and then in the mini dwarfs, Caden Cochran with the win. Cheyenne Flippo in second, Troy Morris the third, Jacob Carey in fourth, Sonny Simpkins in fifth, Riley Millard in sixth, Stephen Johnson in seventh, Chloe Jones in eighth, Seth Wise in ninth, and Kiersey Young, number 10 on the day. In the junior mini dwarfs, boy, that Brandon Ratcliffe, he's an all-area kid. He's going to be in there.
I think, Mason is. I'm sure Brandon is, too. I have to look.
That's right. Maybe that's right. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Mason's an all-area kid.
Is that right, then?
And I think Jet Yanis has a couple wins, not at Bakersfield Speedway, but I think he might have 2 wins on the season.
Ethan Johnson, Mallory Myers, Nathaniel Edwards, Braden Bell, Paige Jones, Chloe Yantis, Cole Forster, and Kason Sylvester. Man, $27,000 2 weeks ago.
I thought we had a 4-wide shot. We didn't get that in there?
I did not get that in. I apologize.
We're in trouble. Well, I'm apologizing right now to Mr. Tom Mock for Louis Amistoy's lack of following up on that photo. My sincerest apologies.
I invited him on the show today.
Yeah.
He didn't want to come on.
No.
All right. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more here on the Bako Motorsports Power Hour. Coming up next, Blake Bowser, Auto Club Formosa Raceway. Stay.